Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Some music entertainment news. It's interesting. All three of us were in the room here, was listening to Mike Cam, just cranking that sucker, getting ready for that show at Soldier Field at the end of August. Just one of many that month, with Oasis the day before and the System of a Down shows the day after. Well, there's a gap day, and then there's two in a row of System of a Down. 5 sold-out shows at Soldier Field. I believe there are tickets left for the second show of System of a Down. There are some left for that. But Mike Cam, Oasis, and the first System show were sold out at Soldier Field. And we were just chopping it up with everybody, of course, commenting last night in the Super Bowl. The halftime show, why doesn't one of our bands, meaning our rock bands here on Q101, play? So we were just chopping that up. Like, what band would be great if it was one of our bands? And Mike Cam was right there. We're like, well, Mike Cam would be amazing at the Super Bowl halftime show. And would enough people be happy like Kenzie's grandma?
Kenzie, would your grandma like Mike Cam?
Nope.
You don't think so?
No. She'd be like, we're all these whippersnappers doing all the technical stuff.
Does she use whippersnappers regularly?
I think she's looking for a little bit of the Carlton dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She wants that vibe. A little doo-wop.
I think Mike Cam would tick a lot of boxes for people. They're very theatrical. They wear costumes. They have big songs. They feel like they should be the next band to do it.
I would tell you this about Mike Cam as well.
Mm-hmm.
They win people over live.
Yeah.
So if you don't even know one song, let's say, that's what people were saying last night, I don't know any songs. Well, if you don't know one song of Mike Cam, you would still enjoy it. Your grandma, I think, would. These whippersnappers are pretty good. They rock out. These whippers.
I feel like if I was...
Does she shorten it to whippers?
Whippers. No, she's just, she just like them. But as a whole, but I would think from our format who would please a lot of people across the board would be Fall Out Boy.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Probably one of the, not even probably, like the best concert I've ever been to because they do blow you away. They're incredible live performances. They can sing. They know how to set up an awesome stage that grabs your attention, so it's very interesting. They do have crossover music. If we're talking about people not getting their, feathers all ruffled, right? It's like, I think that would be an excellent choice for a lot of people to be happy. And like you said, Brian, also win people over because they are incredibly talented live. I'd argue even better. Like, I prefer seeing them live. And that is one of the only groups and or people that I feel that way about.
Yeah, and that was the one you're talking about. That show was the loudest show in history of Wrigley Field.
Good Lord. And you could tell. I'm like, that tracks.
Yeah, windows broke like a block away, which is amazing for those people that bought those homes over there. Like, what are these whippersnappers doing?
Again with the whippersnappers.
I like that word.
There you go.
What do you think, Case? Besides, just throw a couple more in.
I would like to see The Offspring do it. I think Weezer would be cool. I think Jack White would be cool. I'm getting really into Jack White right now. I'm going through a thing where Jack White's connecting with me more and more.
That's wild because you were not into him.
No, but I'm into him right now. The Jack White stuff is working for me. But I think the band that I would most want to see do it, the band that I think is most qualified to do it would be the Killers.
Oh, why haven't the Killers done it yet?
The Killers are my favorite band. I think they're underrated, which is, I know they have Mr. Brightside, the biggest song ever, but I actually think they're underrated. And I think a Super Bowl halftime show set of the Killers, people would be blown away at the songs they know, how many they know, but also if they played ones that maybe weren't their A-level hits, like, oh, that's right, every song they have kicks ass.
They could just do a 20-minute version of Brightside.
They could.
And that would go over well.
And people who would say, I don't know them, would, and at least with Mr. Brightside, if not more, go, oh, wait, I do, once it starts. Like, they would have that effect on people who don't, keep up. They're like, oh, wait, I do know these songs.
Yeah.
Now, Kenzie, do you think having a band named The Killers would scare your grandma? Do you think she'd be okay with that?
She'd probably think it's inappropriate. Be like, why would they do something like that?
They should be called The Nice Guys.
Yeah, hello. How about theirs called The Bright Sides?
Look like nice boys. Why are they killing people?
Yeah, wrong. Bad.
I know a band that would kill, one of our format bands, would kill, everybody be happy. There's no one that would turn it off. It would grab Kenzie's grandma as well as Marino.
She doesn't like to be grabbed.
Well, or grab her ears. Grab her by the ears. It's pretty obvious. 311. 311 would kill it. No one would be disappointed. Be outstanding. Bring that.
They're a little sleepy for a halftime show. Don't you think?
Sleepy? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, Amber is not the most upbeat song I've ever heard.
They're not going to play Amber. They're
not going to play their biggest hit?
No, they're going to play Beautiful Disaster.
Okay.
They're going to play Down. When they were in the lounge here, just redo that set list, the playlist of the lounge when they were here last summer. That was nothing sleepy about that.
Now, Linnea checked onto the text line from Naperville. She said, what about 21 Pilots?
Easily. They could have done that.
Easily. That set would be incredible.
And they started right here in our lounge, speaking of the lounge here, about 10 years ago at Q101.
And
now, I don't think they'd be able to do it because he's such a perfectionist. He would be okay with that being live, like on TV. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, could they imagine them telling us you got to lip sync? He'd be like...
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And he wants everything to be so it would drive him nuts.
Case, why
He
don't
would
you...
have to work on it for 17 years.
Why don't you do that'd be a good Facebook post, right?
Yeah, I'll get right on that. I'm not doing anything else right now.
Oh, you're fine.
I'll just go post on Facebook.
Jesse checked in, of course, it'd be Post Malone and Jelly Roll next year for Case.
Good God. The Jelly Roll thing is happening. I just have to accept it.
The other one, somebody just checked in on the text line, and I agree with this because I said it for years, but it's kind of like, ugh, right now is the Foo Fighters. Would have been great before last year. Because I think David needs to work on his image right now again for a lot of people. Like, I don't know if anybody cares or not anymore.
I do. I would have booed.
Everybody's cheering and loving it. Boo!
Like, boo, you cheater.
Cheater.
Do you buy the conspiracy that when they played, what was it, the Grammys that had the Nirvana reunion?
Yes.
That was his first public appearance since the cheating scandal happened, that he orchestrated that to make him look like a better guy?
Well, it's his tipping toe back into being public again while he's still working on his marriage. So, yes. And you can't do anything better than playing some Nirvana songs.
Amen, brother. Amen.
That's going to work. That's going to get everybody back. I always wanted Rage Against the Machine. That would have scared the hell out of America.
That's what America needs. Rage is the greatest band ever. That'd be so nice.
That would have been great. And then you see a collab.
Who's Rage collabing with? Jelly Roll?
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
I want to tell you something. Kill it in the name of.
We should think together.
All three a great collab. Well, there you go. Put that up on Facebook and get an ideas going there. Keep it flowing. But you got to think of like bigness of can they handle that in that stage? And I mean the stage, meaning the Super Bowl, 150 million people watching. Can they carry it through? Because that's the ask. That's what you're trying to say when you're selling our bands to the Super Bowl people. You know, you got to say, can they handle it? You know, like Dexter and the Moon Rocks. Love them. A little early probably for them. They were killed at Twisted. Somebody just texted them Dexter and the Moon Rocks. But listen.
Well, you can't. You have to have the same energy across the board. If you don't think Kendrick Lamar is popular enough, then you can't pull out your favorite band that's not like the biggest of the genre too. You can't do that.
And credit to 815, first-time texter, welcome to the party. He said, this show made me learn the band's name.
Ow!
And they are great. They killed it. Case has an interview on a Case 4. You can go check it out there. It's awesome. And they're great. I'm looking forward to the next album and what they bring this year, Dexter and the Moon Rocks, because playing Twisted, they were great. You know what else is going to be great? Tom Segura at the United Center. Super funny. Saturday, March 1st. Tickets are on sale now from our great friends at Jam. But if you call now, 312-591-8300. Call, and you're going to see caller 10, Tom Segura. I remember seeing him in a comedy club opening for Jay Moore. Now he's playing the United Center. Hilarious. So call now to get to that show.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, by now on the show, we've covered just about everything you can talk about with the Super Bowl. But there was one piece of audio that I hadn't played yet, of course, with the Eagles dominating. And in the beginning, the people that brought out the teams, they brought out some celebrities to bring the teams onto the field. John Hamm, the actor, who... My first reference point is not Mad Men, but is the movie The Town, where he's the detective, the FBI guy trying to catch him. He does a tremendous job in that movie.
No More Messing Around crew.
Yeah, that's right.
I loved him in the morning show.
Oh, yeah?
He's so good.
Is he still on that?
The new season's not out, so I'm not sure. He was in the latest season, so the first time he was ever in it was season 3, and the new season isn't out yet.
Yeah, tremendous actor. Kansas City Chiefs fan because he's from St. Louis. So he brought on the Chiefs, but here's the difference between him and Bradley Cooper, who brings on the Eagles.
Chiefs Kingdom!
So this is John Hamm.
Noise for your AFC champion and two-time defending Super Bowl Kansas City Chiefs.
Everybody went nuts when his voice cracked.
There's a lot of stuff to say.
Went through puberty. And there were people, I was stunned, the booing, like Eagles fans took over the Superdome. It's not like a home game. Then Bradley Cooper comes out. He's holding a kid, and I think everybody thought it was his kid. Turns out it's a kid that he brought and gave Super Bowl tickets to from the hospital. Has got a very severe case of juvenile arthritis and almost never leaves the hospital.
Wow.
And I know, really, really heartwarming thing that Bradley Cooper was holding that kid when he did this intro for the Eagles.
All right, from the city of brotherly love, your 2024 NFC champions, the Eagles.
God, unreal. Sounds like a home game. That's outstanding.
Do you think a little bit, though, as good as this is, that his kid is like, well, this sucks. I'm like a Nepo baby. And like, come on. I want to be out there. Like, and you can't say anything because then you look like a jerk. He's like, okay, I would have loved that.
But you said it. Kenzie said it.
I'm saying from his kid, I don't have an opportunity to be out there. I think it's great. He should have picked that kid over his.
Right.
But don't you think his kid's a little bit like, well, this should be one of the perks of the whole thing?
1,000%. 1,000%.
Son of a bitch.
Dad, son of a bitch.
Jonas, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I'm sure he was in a suite somewhere upstairs eating anything he wanted.
Yeah, but his dad was on the field.
It's
Yeah,
true.
so another
Could have been on the
kid.
field.
He's like, all right, I know I'm not allowed to say anything, but
But I'm not
rubbing
happy
me the
about
wrong
it.
way a little bit.
They brought the kid up to the suite, and then Bradley Cooper's kid said, arthritis kid, son of a bitch.
Jonas, son of a bitch.
Speaking of food, for the Super Bowl, Case told me, Kenzie, before you came in the room, that his pizza almost ruined his Super Bowl party. And I'm like, well, first off, how does that happen?
And you had a party,
Well, it depends what you qualify as a party. Was it 5 total people?
There's 5 total people,
including you.
including me.
That's so demeaning to say that. So is that a party, 5 people?
Or is it a gathering?
Well, he had 4 people.
Okay.
And one of them lives there.
Oh, so he had 3.
He had 3 people over.
Is that a gathering? Is that a...
Get together.
It's like a hangout.
It's
It's like a couple people over to hang out.
Are you kicking it? Is that what it is?
We weren't kicking it.
All right.
Well, I panicked because I've never really hosted anything before. And so I didn't put any thought into it until 2 days before the Super Bowl. And then I thought, I have to buy everything. I need every food item possible in my house so that these people don't show up and are disappointed. That led to Sunday ordering Sarpino's Pizza in Wrigleyville. Shout out Sarpino's. I love what they do. And I thought, well, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Everybody's going to want Sarpino's. Everybody's going to be ordering pizza. So why don't I order it right when they open at 10 a.m.? I called them at my clock
Oh my
said,
God.
it said 10.0.01. 10 o'clock in 1 second. I called them. I placed my order. The pizza got there in a half hour. And then I just had it sitting in my oven until people showed up at 5:30 yesterday.
That's
It's
disgusting.
not disgusting.
It is
All they had to
disgusting.
do was heat it up.
So you left the pizza in the oven. Was it warming from like 10:30 on, or
Yes. Yeah, it was
Oh
just
my!
sitting there.
Oh my God!
I had never done it before. I didn't know what to do. And then at Moriano's, there was good and bad at Moriano's because we went on
You
Friday.
bought the sushi last week? I mean, what are you going to say?
Well, I bought a meat and cheese platter that was $20, and then we forgot to take it out of the fridge for the party. So nobody had that. That was just $20 down the drain.
So that's lunch today.
That's lunch. And tomorrow is a big platter.
Oh, those are great platters at Mariano's.
They had this deal, though, that was if you bought 2 12-packs of soda, you got 3 12-packs free.
Now, hold on with that.
Yeah.
Kenzie, he was talking about this at Marino's birthday party,
He's telling everybody about it.
and he tried to brush over it. I go, wait, hold on. You're telling me you can buy 2 12-packs and get 3 12-packs free?
Not a third, but 3 other 12
3
packs.
more. So you get 5 total.
Okay.
That's insane. That's amazing.
So even
Now-
though we had old
Hold on,
pizza,
Kenzie's got a thought on
Go
that.
ahead, Kenzie.
My thought is, I would imagine you kept those in the fridge and people to go get them. So how the F did you forget about the meat and cheese in the fridge?
It was buried because there was so much soda in the fridge. Because the thing about this deal that people don't appreciate is you can mix and match soda. So we did Coke Classic, we did Sprite, we did Dr. Pepper Zero, we did Mountain Dew Spark, their raspberry lemonade flavor, which is being phased out this year. So I had to grab some before it was too late. And then, as a real wild card, we grabbed the Pepsi cream soda cherry flavor that just hit shelves. It was like Lollapalooza in my fridge. There were so many different options.
Do you know how mad I would have been coming to this party and there still wasn't a diet option?
Oh, come on now.
No, wasn't there one of them diet or zero? One of them was zero.
Yeah.
Which one was zero?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper just zero? What else? There's no funny name with it or nothing?
No, it's Dr. Pepper Zero. That's,
Okay.
that's the end of it, Your Honor.
All right. So you had Dr. Pepper Zero, Kenzie. How's
So
that sound?
all you had was old pizza and soda because you didn't take the meat and cheese out.
That's it.
And you also, I just want to say, it's fine to have a meat and cheese platter and pizza, but those were the only two things you were going to have.
Those
And
are the
you
only
didn't
two-
think
yes.
maybe we should not get meat and cheese as the appetizer since meat, cheese, and bread is dinner.
I never thought about that.
Okay, got it.
Also, when you have two options, you don't forget one of them.
How do you forget one?
The soda's an option. We had 3 options.
No, it's not part of the
No,
package.
but there was so much soda to choose from. It was an option.
Oh, you
Well, if you had like 4 appetizers and you're like, oh, I forgot to set out the chips, I get it. But like, you didn't even set out chips or anything?
No, it was a meat platter, which didn't make it out, and then pizza and soda. Those were the options.
Okay, tell you what, you're going to have less people there next year.
That's impossible. Those are the only people I know besides you guys.
I know, but they're not going to come back.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lauren coming in, taking the rest of this pretty sunny 33-degree day. Chance of snow later on, so be ready for it. Later in the week, it's going to get worse. In the meantime, your takeaways from today's show, something that was memorable to you on today's show. Case, what do you got?
708 checked in their takeaway after next year's Super Bowl halftime show. Kenzie's grandmother will be a diehard My Kim head.
I like these whippersnappers.
Loves them.
Love them.
They're working hard.
What do you got, Kenzie?
Well, it was funny because my personal takeaway is that I never want to eat at Case's home. And then 630 texted it and said, Case should never be able to host again. Serving pizza drier than the Sahara Desert. Amen.
Yeah, who likes pizza and soda? That's crazy.
When there's a fine
Pizza that's been in the oven for 7 hours.
and a fine meat platter sitting there behind some Cokes that you can't find. It's too bad. Never came
Detail.
out. Are you going to eat that by yourself today? You should go to pull the charcuterie board out for yourself?
Yeah. What do you think I'm going to share with my girlfriend? Are you out of your mind?
God forbid.
I know.
Finally, Kevin, the leader of Kevin's, checked in from 847. Takeaway. Dad, son of a bitch.
Jonas, son of a bitch.
All right, what's on the podcast case?
Well, obviously, as much of a breakdown as you can get on the Super Bowl is there on the Brian and Kenzie podcast today. Brian talked about the biggest gambling controversy of the night and why it caused him to break things in his house. We talked about what the F that Harrison Ford Super Bowl commercial was, a full breakdown of that. And Brian has some notes for Kendrick Lamar if he wants to put on a good halftime show next year.
Yeah, I'm reaching out to his people.
His people want to hear from you.
Speaking of the halftime show, a late takeaway from 219. Rod Stewart, son of a bitch.
Jonas, son of a bitch.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.